All right. So first of all, congratulations on your win and being, new congressman. How does that feel? Just is it surreal? You need still pinching yourself, or?
Yes, it's surreal. It's very humbling, and such an honor to serve the people in the first district of Iowa in the halls of Congress. And as I often said, to walk on the same steps and to stand in the same places where Abraham Lincoln, for example, stood and walked is quite a humbling thing, and I get goosebumps whenever I walk into the United States Capitol. I think the day, if it ever would come where I don't get goosebumps, is the day I should get out of this business.
Okay. Well, already you have somebody saying, hey, I'm going to take on Rob Blum. So you already have a challenger, and it's been, 2 weeks into the job now?
Sure, absolutely.
So Monica Vernon, your thought on she obviously needs to give shorter answers. We learned that already. So what are your thoughts on having a challenger this soon?
Not unexpected.
Okay.
I think there'll probably be many of them that'll be lined up and battling for the opportunity to take me on in 2 years.
Right.
But really, I am so focused on doing the work of the people in Washington, D.C., trying to get this economy going again, get the budget balanced, raise working families' incomes as I promised. I'm not even worried about who's lining up against me in primaries. I'm not worried about politics.
Okay.
I just want to go there and fulfill some of the campaign promises that I said. I co-sponsored legislation to balance the budget, the balanced budget amendment.
Great.
I co-sponsored legislation for term limits. Those are two things I believe deeply in, and I think a lot of people in Eastern Iowa do as well.
All right. On Thursday, there was that abortion bill kind of blew up. Was that a surprise, disappointment to you as far as the pain-capable bill?
It was both.
It was both?
Because as of Wednesday evening, I met with Whip Scalise at about 7 o'clock at night, and it was still,
on.
It was still on, so to speak. And I was one of the co-sponsors of that legislation. And then when I woke up Thursday morning, the first thing I do is turn my cell phone on, and there was a bunch of texts saying the bill had been pulled and replaced with the same bill that the previous 113th Congress passed, which is no federal funding.
Yeah, at least we have a Senate now that will probably pass that as well, or something similar to it anyway.
Yeah, so I was both being a co-sponsor, I was disappointed, and also very surprised. Being a businessman, I'm a little more prone to planning.
Right.
And I'm quickly finding out in Washington, D.C. that there's no such thing, and anything can happen at any time.
Okay, now you've been here pretty much all day. Have you been able to hear any of the speeches?
I haven't. I haven't heard anyone's speech other than my own.
Okay. Well, just your advice to a potential 2016 presidential candidate. Who do you think this party needs as far as a nominee? Who are you looking for?
Yeah, my advice in my speech was to the presidential candidates is don't complicate this. It's very simple, I think, and that is listen to the people. My speech was all about we the people. And I think so often people get so overhandled and they're worried so much about the money that they forget about sometimes the voters.
Yeah.
And they go tone deaf. And I think it's a problem we have in Washington, D.C., is a lot of folks on both sides of the aisle are tone deaf to what the American people want. So I haven't picked a horse in this race yet. I think our lineup of candidates is amazingly good. Much better than an 08, much better than a 12. These are accomplished, good, smart, principled people. I'm very interested in who the nominee is, because if we have a great nominee that wins this election in 2 years, that's going to help me in my district. So I may at some point, closer to the caucus in a year, I may endorse someone, but at this point, I just want to have them all come to the first district so they can meet a lot of my constituents, and so that I can get to know them better, and we'll just kind of see where Waters gets on level here for a while.
Right now, we're hearing anywhere up to 20 candidates could end up running. Is that too many people?
I haven't heard that number.
Yeah.
Well, I've
heard that a few times now.
Yeah, and I think I'm not an expert in presidential politics. I think maybe a lot of people get in initially and get some publicity, get their name out there, and then they find out that they can't raise money or their message isn't catching on with the grassroots. They get out relatively quickly as well. But we're going to have a crowded field. But I think that's okay. I think a primary for the presidential election, it's an important position, we'd all agree. I think a primary is good, lets our candidate hone their message, lets our candidate get out there and press the flesh with we the people and listen to what they have to say, versus the other party may have a coronation where that candidate may not have to work as hard and get out there and listen to the people as much, I think that'll hurt him. It's my personal opinion.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.